just bugging.
Morning all you bug lovers out there. This is Just Buggin'. I am G-Man, and today we're going to disassemble, remove the axles from the transmission of a swing axle transmission around 65 or so or earlier year. It's not an independent rear suspension, an IRS, of course. I'm going to pull it off. I may pull the axles completely out. I might have to go get a puller because my puller's not long enough, but I see these actually are floating. So I don't know, we'll see, but it's got to come off of the axle shaft. I'm going to get these all, I want to get these off and then bag that up, and I want to sandblast this portion of the tube. And I'm going to probably take these too and sandblast them. Alright, and as you can see, I've got my all my parts and brake assembly out. I'm going to also sandblast these and remove all the brakes and sandblast backing plates. These are going to be all painted gloss black, and this will be like a low gloss. Here's my axle seals, inner and outer bearing. I've got 2 wheel seals, brake shoes for the rear brakes, hardware kit. There's my master cylinder. There's 2 of them, one for the clutch, one for the brake. Slave, that's going to be mounted on this. And find the exact one with that spread bolts, but I'll have to deal with that. And the bump stops. A steering mechanism that's going to get sandblasted. Here's my brake lines that are going to go onto the chassis. Of course, there's chassis. Had some welds improved on it yesterday, and we also have it's going to be our tank. It's not done yet. It's our temporary tank. We might build two of these, or 2 small rectangle ones or what, but this is what we're going to start out with. This will most likely, this will be my drain at the bottom, or actually it'll tee to a second tank eventually, and I'll probably cut a hole in up here and put a way to fill it, and then the other one will be just to where it teed into the next tank and feeds from the other tank, and they both feed together, and then that one will have a sending unit float in it, some sort of float mechanism in it. And you see, here's all my axle gaskets, and I've got to pay attention to how many come off underneath this, because that does have to do with how much resistance is in the ball of the tube. And here's my axle boot and the transmission mount, and the 2 ones for the bell housing. Have an issue here. Ordered these. They didn't show. I suspected they would be just what was on the vehicle, but they weren't. This is apparently off of something else or different application. I mean, because gotta find this size. That's not gonna work. Then you see we have brand new tins, the ones without the heater ports on it. It'll look nice. So these will be painted high gloss black. 10 screws, back pieces for the doghouse, fan pieces, the 2 jug tins, the undersides, all the small ones, what you call butterfly tin, or I call butterfly tin. Brand new cooler. Want to take care of your motor. It'll be built up nicely. Of course, we got the starter here, the cables. There's going to be the shocks on the rear. Got an alternator, a complete 6 or 8 circuit wiring harness, nice clutch and throwout bearing kit, pressure plate, and then the big boy 32, 36 carb kit complete. And I have some ceramic headers that are delayed and stuck in Ohio. You can see we got the 2 motors here. Just cranked that one up yesterday on my self-made starting station, so to speak, on the floor model. Alright, well, let me get to it. And as you can see, I've already drained the gearbox, and I'm going to stick my plugs back in it, and we'll start taking this apart. Alright, let's get on with this. Let's put my bottom plug in here. Alright, and if you don't have 17mm external socket for that, like an Allen, you can use your bolts that you put on the motor, mount it, and lock your 2 nuts together, and it works great. There we go. Like my non-copyright music. Close this bad boy up. And as you can see, that's why we're going here. And anyways, I wanted to really detail this out, and you really can't clean under here without this off. But the seal's leaking, so hey, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. A little overkill on the size of my ratchet here, but my 3/8 drive took a crap. Come on, Gorilla Fingers, you can do it.
You can do it.
You can be the greatest. As you can tell, it is my first time doing this, but it doesn't appear to be that difficult. And yes, I did watch some technical videos. Who wouldn't? But that came off easy. Yeah, have to pay attention to how many gaskets were put on it. Those are actually gems, and pay attention to the resistance you're going to put on this. It's just left over from the remnants of the boot that was on here. This is where I'm going to have to get a puller, and that's my problem. Yeah, because I looked at mine and they just won't reach from here to there. I guess I could try some wood on this, but you want to be real careful breaking an ear off of that. Alright, let me contemplate. I might have to go borrow up a puller for this. My first swing axle disassembly. Right. The never give up attitude I learned from the Army. I seem to put some pieces together and made it work out. It's coming. Look at that. No leaving the shop. There's a will, there's a way. Boy, worked out great. We're out. Not bad for the first time. Now this stays on here because it went on here after that cone was welded on. So I'm just going to bag up that surface there, clean it up and bag it up, tape it along there, and sandblast this whole piece with the bearing out, of course, and bag the inside of that. And I can make this really nice. And I got to remember, right on, in this fashion, this is only going to go back on. And yeah, that one's the one that goes on in one way. Hey, look, it doesn't have the tabs on the sides. They have tabs to hit it on the one I watch. So, alright, so remember I said you got to pay attention to the gaskets and how many there are. Alright, and we want to mark that this is the right side. Paint pen. And later, of course, I'm going to sandblast it. And you get this little daisy here, and I don't really see the purpose of me going any further. I don't need to release the axles, actually. There's nothing I'm going in there to replace. And this is an O-ring on there. Well, actually this is leaking, but it's leaking on this side. But while I'm here, I could go ahead and do that. Then I can just leave this in because there's really no reason for me to take it out. It's just a snap ring down in there and a few spacers that's underneath this. Alright, well, let's see what we have here first. You see, there's one and two. There's two of them there. Alright, but you can get a feel of the resistance, but it's very important. You don't want it to be, you want it to be somewhat free with just a little bit of resistance dragging on that cone, which of course is this with the lid on top of it. That's where your resistance is. You know, a little bit on the in between that and the metal cone that goes on top. So we've got two. Okay, there's my tab to knock it on this. The other one showed 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock, and then this, but you definitely, I wouldn't want to be hitting on that. Right, take that off, but you'd think that through first. One tab should knock it up maybe, because I don't really want to hit that ear. Get that freaking ear off. But I'm not even using that ear, but then still. Because you don't want to be prying on the surface. Like I said, there's a big O-ring on it. Alright, let me evaluate that. The more I looked at it, I have no reason to go here. It's not leaking from there. And usually the failure is always here. From what I've seen from research before I open this up, which I always do, I enjoy it. I wake up very early and I watch a lot of technical videos every morning. But anyways, I don't need to, I could damage this by taking this off. It's not leaking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bag that, and then I'll get back to cleaning the surface and everything. I'm going to take me a small rag. Let's see. I'm just going to put me a little rag in there. And of course I will remember to get that out of there. Just better than letting any trash get in there. Of course I would be getting it out. Just a little extra precaution. Some tape. And bag here. I'm going to be spending a lot of time cleaning this up. Let me see here. Failure was clearly in the paper gasket. And if I didn't mention it, this goes down like that. The one over here, this goes down like that. See, it's beveled. And you put that down there. And that side's there. And the bearing on top of that. And then the O-ring right there. Yeah, the O-ring. You'll see it later when I put it back. Alright, now, let me get this position. Oh boy, gear oil everywhere. Let me get this position and flipped over so we can do the other side, and then I'm going to get this one sandblasted. And probably, maybe I'll go ahead and remove this. I'll do that when I'm cleaning. And I got a new brand new ground strap. I think it'll look pretty. So that'll all be cast. That'll be shiny black. And as you can see, it's not leaking on this one either. And I correct myself. I stand corrected. There's an O-ring on the inside of this plate, around the inside surface of it. And then there is a paper gasket here. But like you can see, neither side was leaking. That just failed. So I don't want to open a can of worms. And like I said over there, I was looking at the video before I did this. And here's those two tabs. And not much I want here, but to knock the plate up. But like I said, I don't need to go any further than that. Went ahead and took these off, and now you can see how the boot goes on. So I'm just gonna take a razor blade. Not too bad with gorilla fingers, huh? Wow. See, look at all the grease in here. That's because I had it upside down, but that boot is one stiff boot. No wonder it was so hard to cut. It ain't hard to tear. Look at that. You think that needs change? I think so. Alright. Let's see. There's the gasket. And you know, I thought there was, according to the video, a washer here. Yes, there is. And there wasn't one on that side. Yep. I noticed that when I pulled that off. Why was that not on that other side? Huh. Yeah, there was not one on the other side. It's weird. Because there was no... Wait a minute. Is it stuck on there? Wait a minute. Yeah, there it is.
I'm stupid.
We in luck. Nothing missing. Got my cooler. Thought I didn't have one. Put enough pieces together and find something that'll work. Okay, there we go. Ruh-roh, Reggie. We are ready for some cooling. The cooling that is. This bearing does not want to come up. Well, I took the puller off and see I can drop it down. It appears to me that this side, once upon a time, got pretty hot. You see all the discoloration? But it doesn't want to come off of that. And I think it has a little bit of freedom there. But I think that's it, actually a play in there. So, because that other one just fell out. Well, I mean, the whole bearing did. So I'm going to put a heat gun on here for a while, heat that up, and if it hurt anything, I'm going to replace the bearing anyways. I'm not putting a torch to it. I'm going to heat that up, put the PB blaster in it, heat it up, get it to go down in there, and I'll free this up. Moving on up to the top. Oh yeah. Good workout today. Good Sunday afternoon workout. Alright. Now I'm going to bag up this axle and get set up for sandblast. All my stuff set up out here to sandblast. As you can see, I bagged both. I'm going to do it like this where I don't get too much on the other side of this, but I can wash that with sand, but I'm not going to hit that. And I didn't pull the bearing out of the left one. It was stuck in it, and I'll get to it later. I'm replacing everything in the brake, so I don't care about what's on it. I mean, I guess I could plug up that, but one of these valve seals, this one failed. So they're cheap enough to where you don't need to save them. Like I said, I'm going to replace all the hardware, so I'm just going to hit those on that side. Hit the drums, the shifting mechanism. Well, as you can see, we got all the sandblasting done. Backing plates for the brake in order, right, left. Get my shims from gaskets, everything ready to rebuild them. Sandblasted, 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 left side, sandblasted, or right side, should I say, it's backwards. Right side, and here's my mount, my rebuild kit. 2 o'clock on Sunday. That's enough. Good day's work. That's how we do it here at Just Buggin'. G-Man will be back with more on the assembly once I go through all of this. And of course, I'm going to be getting this painted. I might want to weld some tabs on to put the wiring harness and the brake lines on. And we'll get this painted too, so I can get ready to assemble. If y'all enjoyed it, and stay tuned for the next half.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for the next part of the reassemble of the tranny and the swing axle for the trike. If you guys liked the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below if you guys are enjoying all the videos that we've been putting out. Have a Just Buggin' of a day, and thanks for watching.